In this show video, I want to talk to you about what you don't need to write a book. In this video, my goal is to be able to kind of crush and destroy many of the roadblocks and help you get past many of the mental roadblocks that you may be having on your journey to write your first or maybe your next book. What don't you need to write a book? Hey, my name is Bogdan, author of 6 Day Publish and founder of Mind Success Lab. I've written books before and I've had the privilege of coaching my high-ticket coaching clients through the process, and I've been able to see some roadblocks, some mental things that people think, okay, this is what it takes to write a book. So let's go into some of the things you don't need to write a book. So first thing that you don't need to write a book is you don't need to be an academic. You don't need to be someone who's gone through college, who's gone through university. I've written and published books. I coach people how to write books. I'm going to publish 3 more books this year. Yet, I'm actually a voluntary high school dropout. When I was 14 years old, I actually left school, decided that I want to go down a different path. So you don't need to be an academic. You don't need to have A's and A stars. And often what I found is actually examining and researching and studying the greatest books, the books that we consider bestsellers, the books that we consider these are the best books in the non-fiction and educational categories. These books, often the ones that aren't written in an academic way, are often the best ones. The ones that seem conversationalist, like you're having a conversation to a friend, are actually the best books in most cases. So being an academic will actually, in most cases, slow you down, because you have to kind of change your writing style to a more informal person-to-person way of speaking, like you normally talk, compared to what's going to give you an A star on your English exam. So, number 1, you don't need to be an academic. Trust me, I've been there. You don't need it. You don't need to go back to school and become an academic in order to write your book. So that's the first thing that you don't need. Second thing, you don't need many years of your life. One of the things many people think is that you need many weeks, months, years of your life of thought and work to write a book. And in most cases, it's actually not correct. And actually, writing a book over a number of years is often not the best way to do it, because you're actually in zones of little focus, meaning you're not focused while you're writing it, because you're writing 15 minutes there, 15 minutes there, your work isn't flowing as well. So you don't need many years. I talk about how it takes between 30 and 50 hours of focused work to write a book. That's how long it takes for me. That's how it takes based on what I've seen of what you really need. And that means focused work. That doesn't mean work where you're doing 10 minutes one morning, 10 minutes another. Then you may need 100 hours of work. But I'm talking about focused work. So if you schedule those in, you can write a book in a few weeks. I teach people through my book, 6 Day Publish, how they can write a book in 6 days. So that book essentially outlays the entire system. And if people choose, they can go through my 6 Day Publish process, which essentially means immersion in the book writing experience. And you're producing high quality books, 200-page books that people love and rave about in 6 days or less. So number 2, you don't need many years of your life. You don't need to sacrifice your family time or your work or your business to write a book. It's not that big of time commitment if you're doing it in the right ways. So number 1, you don't need to be an academic. You don't need to go back to school. You don't need to go back and get a master's degree to write a book. Number 2, you don't need many years of your life. Number 3, the third thing that you don't need to write a book is you don't need to be the best in the world. You don't need to be the best in the world, but what you do need, 100%, if you want to write a non-fiction educational book that's going to help people, whether it's with health or business or personal development or happiness, whatever topic it is, you do need to be an expert. Meaning it's not just about you teaching people how to be healthy and fit if you're overweight. That doesn't make sense. It's about you teaching what you're an expert at. But with that saying, you don't need to be the best in the world. You just need to be steps ahead. You need to already have a result that you know other people want. Meaning, if you're a master at leadership, if people around you tell you you're an incredible leader and you've led organizations your entire life and your employees love you and they're productive for you and getting results in that area, you don't need to be a master on health to teach your book, to write a book. You don't need to have everything figured out. It's okay. Write a book on the niche, on the little topic, on the thing that you figured out. If you figured out leadership, write on leadership. If you figured out health, doesn't matter if you're poor, you figured out health, so write on health. And then people can draw from those experiences. They can learn from you about health. If you're ripped and healthy and you're feeling energetic and you're crushing life, you can write about health and people will learn from you there. Doesn't mean you need to have everything figured out. You don't need to be the best in the world, a world champion, to write a book. So again, number one, you don't need to be an academic. Number two, you don't need many weeks, many months, many years of your life. You don't need to sacrifice your current way of living to write a book. Number three is you don't need to be the world's best, but you do need to be an expert at the thing that you want to write about, and you already need the results in that area, in the area that you naturally want to write about. Number four, you don't need to be a good writer. And often, with this when it comes to non-fiction, if you're writing fiction books and you're writing stories, you need to be a great writer. But if you're teaching people, you're communicating them and teaching them the strategies and philosophies you may use in your life, you've done research about and you've learned and applied in your life. If you're teaching people about health or business, you don't need to be a good writer. You don't need a great vocabulary. Often, it's actually simplistic writing that actually gets people to take action from your book and therefore love your book and recommend it because it's helping them in their lives. So you don't need to be a great academic writer. You don't need to have a huge vocabulary and use all these descriptive words and alliteration and all that stuff. You need to be able to write as if you're talking to someone, talking to a friend and helping them out and giving them tips and strategies of what's worked for you. So you don't need to be a great writer. So again, number one, you don't need to be an academic. Don't go back to university and get a degree just because you want to write a book. Number two, you don't need many years of your life. Number three and number four. So you don't need to be the world's best and you don't need to be a great writer, but you do need to be a good communicator. Meaning, if you're talking to your friends and you're attempting to share on your topic of leadership and they don't understand what the heck you're saying, that's not going to make your book very effective when it comes to how you're coming across. So the better the communicator, not writer, communicator you are, the better your book will be and the more people will be able to apply it. Take those bits of distinctions and strategies out of your book, use them in life and get results. So I hope this short video has been able to push some of the roadblocks that you may have had before. Because if you're thinking that I need to be an academic, I'm a voluntary high school dropout and I write books about how to write books. Because frankly, the academic stuff that you think you need to know and be an A-star student isn't usually the thing that's most effective. For example, if I use big vocabulary and big words and all the stuff that you'd learn in your English school, in a book, often that's actually distracting from the message. Compared to if I share in a simplistic, and I believe simplicity is hugely underrated in today's world, in a simplistic and actionable way, that's going to get you a result in your health or your business far more effectively than if I just make it sound good like your English teacher would want to hear it. So whatever one of these four things, if you believe those things before, I hope this video has given you a reason to actually question that belief and question, okay, why is this limiting? Why is this holding me back? And how can I move forward now with new understanding and new awareness? So, what was your takeaway from this video? Comment below, what was your takeaway? What did you learn? Whether it was one of these four things that you don't need or whatever it was from this video, what did you take away? Filter for those lessons. What did you learn from this video? What did you observe? So comment below. Also, if you enjoyed this video and you want more videos about the strategies and tools of writing books that I share and I've used in my life to write books in 6 days or less, great books, and help other people write books and be able to communicate and share my message. If you want more videos to help you get ahead in your writing and in your life, in your strategy, in your focus, in your learning, your skill development, my areas of expertise, then subscribe below for more videos, and I look forward to sharing more with you. So subscribe below, comment below. I hope this video helped you and served you to really question the things that may have been holding you back before, so you can move ahead with new purpose, new awareness, and new ability to create the book that you want to create. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope that you use this to write your book.